If you manage to survive the spinner craze, then you'll be facing the next one, the Infinity Cube one. Are these any good? Let's check them out. Now, I've always loved Infinity Cubes. I've had ones for many years. This one goes back probably a decade or so. I don't use it too much. One of the reasons for that is because it's quite large. You can't really fiddle with it too much. It's more of a desk toy. It's certainly kind of fun to play with. It's got some nice motifs on this and so on. But a little bit big and a little bit fragile as well. Things are kind of taped together. I had a previous one of these and the tape kind of came apart. So that's probably one of the other reasons I don't play with it too much. Fortunately, the latest craze is these Infinity Cubes. So I've got a couple of different ones from AliExpress, and in this particular video we're going to look at these two models from one particular seller, and I say two just because I bought two exactly the same here. So it's really three versions of exactly the same product. Now, this particular item, the black one here, was $1.87, and overall, I must say, it's pretty fun to play with. It's much easier to use and nicer to use than the big one. It's much more, much smaller, so it's easy to carry around with you. You can kind of slip it into a back pocket or into a shirt pocket if you want to kind of keep it with you, and it's certainly a lot of fun to play with. You can get pretty fast with these things. It's a little bit hard when you're kind of seated at a table, but you can certainly get quite fast, have a lot of fun, and of course, you can do it both hands individually. Or you can go ahead and play together with two hands, and then it goes a little bit faster. So overall, certainly a lot of fun to play with. It goes on forever, and it's great to do while you maybe walking around, thinking, doing some creative work, something like that. And in general, this black one, I've been pretty happy with the quality, especially for the price of $1.87. Not too bad overall. However, I got two new ones yesterday. My daughters wanted one, so I got them these kind of starry galaxy kind of versions. And interestingly enough, same seller, same product, quality a little bit different though. So on the first one, things kind of work okay. However, it catches a little bit, and I must say mine also kind of does a little bit occasionally on the end. Doesn't quite go together perfectly well. Pretty good though for $1.87. This one's okay, but not quite as good. It's a little bit stiffer, a little bit kind of catchy on some of the parts. I thought it might loosen up if I played with it. Turns out that's not the case. It's just that it's not fitted 100% perfectly. And in addition, there are a couple of scratches on this one. The actual picture or painting or whatever it is has come off, so there are a couple of little marks where that's the case. I thought it might be dirt, so I tried to move it off, and all that happened is more of the paint came off. So these starry ones, so far not too impressed, and then we get to the second one, which is even more problems. So you'll see it should kind of have a little easy flick, easy kind of twist. This one certainly doesn't do that. It's quite stiff, and in fact, as I tried to use it more, all that happened is the item got a little bit more damaged. You can see this side particularly very, very stiff. So it does move, but really not great. A little hard to manipulate. Not too happy with the quality overall. So I would say certainly the plain ones you're probably okay. The colored ones, maybe it's the sticker or something like that blocks it. I'm not entirely sure, but I'd be a little wary with those particular items. As a toy, it's great. As a fiddle toy, absolutely fantastic. Great fun, and certainly because of the infinity nature, the fact that it keeps on going, great to kind of keep the hands busy and so on. One thing I've noticed, and you may have noticed it in the video as I was playing with it though, is it's pretty noisy. I had to do some late night work helping out a customer emergency, and it was about 1:30 in the morning, so I was kind of doing stuff on the computer remotely connected and doing this kind of fiddling to keep my mind going, and my wife was getting woken up and getting driven crazy by this thing. As an example, if you're in a shared office space, for example, you're in meetings, things like that, this is probably going to annoy people. So something very important to be aware of with the Infinity Cubes. However, I also got from AliExpress yesterday a different kind, quite a bit more expensive. So we'll have a look at this one in another video. And this one seems to be certainly much better wrapped and a little bit different in terms of the construction and the cornering and the edging and so on. So we'll have a look at that in a separate video. But overall recommendation, price-wise, as I said, $1.87 for the plain ones. If you're looking at this one, I would say price-wise, can't really beat that. Much cheaper than this $4.50 one that I bought. And you can get away with this quality-wise, not too bad. So shipping, it just kind of came in an envelope. Likewise, these two just came together in the same envelope. So in terms of an overall review, we'll still have a look at this one in another video, but if you're a little bit more price sensitive and you're looking at the $1.87, I would say, should you chuck it, should you check it, or should you charge it? I would say for the $1.87, the plain ones, you can absolutely charge them. For these colory ones, you can go ahead and chuck them. You're going to have more frustration and more pain overall. So if you're interested in buying one of these plain colored ones, you can go ahead and get a link in the show notes below to go straight to the page on AliExpress. Either way, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up on YouTube if you've enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and to click the little alarm bell to get notifications when we publish a new video every week to be the first to know. Thanks for watching.